Just waiting for my tripod to set itself. So that sounded great, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
How does it feel like for the two guys, you guys, to not play? Like, it's nice, right? I guess occasionally to just kind of sit back,
Great.
relax.
I
right?
love it.
Yeah?
Perfect.
We're like, we should not play more
Load
often.
off. It's not good for us. We constantly feel like we're doing way more work.
Exactly. Which is one of the problems with communism.
It's true. It's true. Well, you guys are communist now.
Even though we like the Reds.
So talk to me a little bit, I guess, two things. I mean, you guys are playing Warped Tour again, which is obviously a biggie, and you have a new album. But do you get the opportunity to play stripped-down versions a lot? I'm assuming that's kind of there's so many sessions out there. I'm assuming that you do play a lot in between all these, plugged-in shows?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we every day pretty much we have a group of fans come on our bus and they get to do like a little bus session with us, which is a lot of fun because a lot of people don't get to hear these versions stripped down like this. Actually, about a week ago for our release, we just showed up in some parking lots along our tour route, invited fans to come out totally for free, and just stepped out of our bus, played a couple songs until we got kicked out of the parking lots, and
Nice.
and it was a lot of fun. You can do kind of a guerrilla style this way.
Do the songs originate this way? I mean, most times they do. They kind of originate acoustically or whatever.
Some of them do. I write a decent amount on acoustic guitar, but as a band as a whole, we all help with the writing process. No single person writes a song. So they kind of come all across the board, really.
And talk to me about the song that you just played, but also you have a new album out. It's kind of a concept album, but not so much, right? It's kind of like in that funky in-between area?
Yeah. Zero is definitely, there's concepts to it. We've all heard amazing concept albums before, like The Wall and stuff like that. We don't know that people today can spend the time digesting stuff like that. We wanted to do something for fun, but not. We wanted it to also be standalone as well. For there to be songs that you can listen to and have no idea that there's a concept to it, or if you're really into that thing, you can dig a lot deeper and find a different part of the song for yourself and an album as a whole. So the song we just played is called Golden Parachutes, and it's it's our single right now, but it's one of the featured song points to the concept of the album. It's pretty much about a town in small town America that has been torn to the ground by a giant corporation that has kind of been hidden and is being exposed.
Cool. Now you guys, moving on, not really a segue, but you guys have been together for a while.
Yep.
And I feel like when you burst on, the term emo was kind of labeled, like just thrown at you and a lot of other bands.
Yeah.
Is it like a 4-letter word now, or is it just kind of like, I guess
3 letters, right?
it's Monday morning and you're pretty quick. I like it.
We got a piano next. I feel at home over here.
Genre terms and classifications are always weird for bands because there was a time, probably in the mid to late 70s, where rock, even though it is a 4-letter word, was a bad term because disco broke huge. You know what I mean? So it's like, we've always just considered ourselves like an aggressive rock band. We have singing elements, screaming elements, it's melodic for the most part. So none of these bands kind of created that genre. Nobody was like, we didn't call each other up, hey, I got the perfect idea.
Right.
Let's start an emo band. I got a feeling that the term is getting ready to break. But it's also not something that we shy away from either. Like, at its, one of the most emotional songs that I can think of is Imagine by John Lennon. And that is not in a negative term. You think of it emotional because of the impact that it has and what it means.
Right.
And so if people think that our music is emotional and it changes somebody's life, I think that that's a great thing.
I think terms like that are only bad if they're restrictive in your creativity. If they limit what you want to do, then they're obviously bad, but it hasn't been the case for us.
Yeah, and we've never said, I kind of like this song, but it's just not emo enough. That doesn't enter our minds whatsoever.
Sadly, I bet one band has it sometimes said that.
I'm sure some bands' managers said that. There's some bands like,
needs more emo.
Yeah, it's good. Could you crank up the emo a little bit?
Well, I feel like, there was a time, and arguably it's still the case with pop. Like, pop is just really seen as a negative term for a lot of musicians, but pop is now like it's Rihanna and it's Mumford and Sons and it's the Lumineers and it's pretty much anybody who breaks through the mainstream.
That's what's crazy about music. 5 years ago, if you would have said a band like Mumford and Sons could be a pop band, you'd be crazy.
Yeah.
You know, somebody would be crazy. That's why it's tough to rely on genre terms whatsoever. It is great to see a band that plays guitars on top of the pop charts. That's for us. That gives us a little bit of hope, even though they're playing acoustics. Just a tiny bit of hope.
Well, you know, it's an easy way to, you know, it makes it accessible for journalists or bloggers or whoever. Notice how I separated those to basically classify you as. You know, there is a huge difference.
Yeah.
Talk to me before I let you guys go, and I think the bell's about to ring. See what I did? Because we're in a classroom. Talk to me a little bit about the Warped Tour. I mean, this is the third time out. Have you noticed any trends, you know, changing in terms of the Warped Tour?
I haven't really noticed a lot of changes, but that's the brilliance of the Warped Tour, and that's why it's, you know, it's going on its 20th year. Is because it all stays the same. All the bands get along. Everybody's kind of treated equally. It doesn't matter how many records you've sold or how many people you draw personally. It's like the catering is from 12 to 2. If you want to eat, go stand in line. Mm-hmm. Wake up at 8 a.m. so you can find out your set time and just roll with it. It's not like a traditional tour where you're like, I know I'm going on around 9:15 every single day of the tour. I know this band plays before or this band plays after. It's like we're all kind of playing together, not kind of trying to show each other up. It's cool. There's so many different stages, so many different genres. We get to check out a lot of bands. It's a lot of fun.
I mean, if you were to tell me, because I've seen a bunch of Warped Tours, but like I remember Save Ferris and Bad Religion was like my first one that I went to. And if you told me, like, and that's the height of like Lollapalooza and all these other bamboo, well, I think they're still going on. But if you were to tell me that the Warped Tour would be the last one standing, really, I would have been like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
I think that's because of the diversified lineup that they have every year. They're pulling from a whole bunch of different genres, fan bases, and I think that's what makes it so successful, whereas some of these other things, they just focus in on one specific niche, and if that niche starts to, you know, wane in popularity, then it's done for them.
And I think one of the coolest parts of it is that, like you said, it's not genre specific, but it's also, most of the stuff is underground. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not seeing these gigantic chart-topping bands. You're seeing a bunch of bands that the underground loves that changes every single year, and it's a testament to the music scene that we all play in and that Warped Tour is pulling from. You don't need that classic headliner. Who are we going to get this year that's going to be able to draw all the kids? It's a collective of draws, and that's what makes it a lot of fun for us.
Cool. Well, enjoy the road. I know you're spending your summer doing this, so
Awesome.
have fun.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming by, guys.
Thank you.